Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another day in my life / week in my life. Now this last week, Dan and I had the absolute pleasure of going on a real bona fide vacation to Lake Michigan. Now this was really cool because we were actually visiting some internet friends. I have become friends with Caitlin, or Mrs. Midwest here on YouTube. And so getting to go spend time with her and her husband Grant was not only an absolute joy, but also full of crazy adventures. Also, don't forget to check the info box for today's giveaway. And with that being said, let's hop right in. So we road tripped to Michigan from Nashville, and the drive was crazy. I mean, it was 9.5 hours. We've never even done a road trip like that, but we decided like the truck is nice and this is what it's made for. So we took the trip. Dan drove the whole way and I got to just sit back and enjoy my life. The views were amazing. The weather was amazing. And I had done a good job of packing a lot of like pregnancy snacks, including super extra things like fruit and yogurt parfaits. And I pretty much just chilled. We talked. I watched downloaded episodes of Rain on my iPad. And it was just a beautiful drive. So the place that we were vacationing was their family lake house. This was just such a blessing because the house literally faces the water, and the views at this place were absolutely breathtaking. And it felt like I was just in like a painting or a dream or a movie or something. It was just pure joy and I loved it. P.S. That's their dog Harley, and she's the sweetest. Now, we did a lot of stuff with them while we were in Michigan. I mean, we did a lot of chilling too, but we did a lot of stuff. And one of the things that we did was have a bonfire on the beach, which I don't even know if I've ever done that, to be honest. Like, it was so cool not only to sit there and listen to the waves crash on the shore while the fire kept us warm, but also we were able to just bond and have deep discussions until like 2 in the morning, I think. Pretty much every night together was till like 2, 3 in the morning. So Nikki P was not a grandma on this trip. I want everyone to give me a round of applause for that. Thank you very much. Now, another cool thing is they actually own a farm. So the boys went to the farm to go shoot guns. Caitlin and I drove up there. I saw this cute donkey and I had to stop and film it because when do you see donkeys in real life? So the boys were just, I think they're called skeet, where you like throw things up in the air and you shoot them. And they were just having the time of their lives. Like, this is one of Dan's favorite things to do. And so it was really cool for them to be able to do this together in an open, private space. And Caitlin and I just pretty much watched the boys. At one point, she got involved with like throwing or like projecting the skeet into the air for them. And they just had an absolute blast. And yes, I'll say it again, the weather was perfect. So at this point, Caitlin and I hopped into their little go-kart thing. I don't know what the proper term of this is, but we drove around the farm. Yes, once again, I was extra. I set the camera down to get these shots. And we just drove around, like soaking in the fresh air, looking at all of the crops that were around the farm, and just really being in awe of how beautiful everything was. Life and creation and nature, it never fails to take my breath away and always makes me feel full of peace and completely in awe of God. Also, I thought this shot was going to be cool, and then we just kind of like peter on by. And we actually pulled over because I saw this apple tree and I had to get out and look at them because, guys, if you don't know this about me, goals, I want to like have an orchard one day of just all kinds of fruits and like a huge garden. And so that was just really fun to see. So that afternoon when we got back, I was craving just doing like a little workout. So I did this, like, I think it's 12 minutes. It's like a morning yoga flow from Yoga with Adrienne. I really like this set of exercises and stretching, and I had to do it because, speaking of feeling like you're in a movie, exercising in front of a lake like this, like, are you kidding me? I just kept taking these deep breaths and thinking about how grateful and happy and in awe I was to be there. I may not look it, my face is a little pained, but that's because this is difficult. But in my brain, I just couldn't even believe what I was getting to do. And even though I do deal with pain, which, by the way, I will be giving an update in a pregnancy video soon because my body and my pain levels have changed since getting pregnant, which is very interesting. But even though I deal with all of that, I just feel so grateful to have the ability to move and stretch my body and strengthen and tone my muscles. So it was really beautiful and awe-inspiring to get to do all of this in front of the lake. So at this point, Caitlin and I made our way down to the shore where we just wanted to hang out, eat some snacks. She was reading a book. And look at how beautiful this is. The stairs at the back of their lake house just leads directly down to the shore. And so that's where we were doing the bonfire. And this is where we would hang out in the daytime, just like soaking up the sun and chilling. Now I thought I would show you one of our breakfasts this morning. I had an English muffin, some bacon, eggs, and berries. And the boys were planning on going like legit sailing. And so we all sat down and ate some delicious food before they headed out and just started our morning slowly together. This is what we did every single morning. We just had a slow start to the day and ate delicious food and just breathed in the fresh air. It was amazing. And then Caitlin and I watched the boys take off in the sailboat. This was crazy. Dan's never done this before. And Grant, just because Dan's into like extreme sports, he was like, I think you can do it, dude. Like, we're gonna go out even though it's choppy. And apparently there was some chaos that ensued. I guess the sailboat flipped over, but they figured it out. They fought through together like a team. And it was really just really cool for me to see Dan having so much fun doing something he's never done before, and like just activities he doesn't even get to do very often. So I know this is like a midway review of this trip, but this trip was life-giving for me because I love Caitlin and the environment was just so beautiful. But it was also life-giving for me to watch Dan have such a great time. So now we're going to fast forward to the scariest part of the whole trip for me, and that was the sand dunes. So we made our way down to this place called Silver Lake Sand Dunes, I believe, and it was just like a movie, just like huge mounds of sand where Dan got to take his truck, and I think they call it like womping, like you're going womping, you just bounce over these dunes. And it was crazy because we know that this is a nice truck, but we just drive it like regular every day, not crazy stuff like this. And people would like struggle to get up these sand dunes, and Dan would ride it and he'd have to brake at the top because this truck was just blasting over. So it was crazy. You might want to turn down your speakers for this next part because I'm going to show you a vlog of the clip where I thought we were going to die. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my gosh, I don't like this one bit. The lunch. No. Okay. Oh God. By the way, I feel like the camera does not translate how terrifying that was. Caitlin and I laughed a lot, and we just kept wondering like what baby P thought. Of course, when we paused for a break, we had to do like the important stuff, which was getting an Instagram picture. And let me just say, we got some cute Instagram pictures. So all of this like stop, pause, break, take our pic was totally worth it. And these are really the only pictures we got together on the trip. So I'm glad that we paused and took the time. Sometimes, I know this sounds funny, but I forget to just like stop and take pictures. And then later, I'm always so glad that we did. So after the sand dunes, we made our way over to like the beach right next to the sand dunes, and we just kind of cooled off, gathered our wits, hung out for a couple of minutes, and just enjoyed the views. And wow, there were beautiful views. There's just beautiful views everywhere in Michigan. It's crazy. Now, something else really fun that we did, like I loved this, was we took their boat out onto the water, and it was just so cool. I love water, guys. I love lakes, and I'm so rarely on boats, and we just kind of like hung out. Now, granted, all of us got some kind of sunburn on this day. Apparently, we did not reapply our sunscreen frequently enough, especially Dan. Whoa. But it was just so beautiful getting to park and swim and hang out. Now I realized I never caught really any of our dinners on camera, and so I thought I would show you the night that we grilled burgers, and they grilled me up a veggie burger that I brought. Caitlin brought out a bunch of sides for our burgers, and we just hung out, ate, enjoyed the sunset, and it was a beautiful night. So one of the other things that we did while we were there is we went to go watch. There's this huge boat that like takes off and goes across Lake Michigan. I think it's called the Beaver or something like that. And it's like a huge ordeal when this boat takes off because this boat is like 100 years old or something around thereabouts. And it's loud and it's like a party, and the trek across Lake Michigan is huge. So the departure is a big deal. So we just kind of hung out, walked all the way down to the lighthouse, and just chatted and enjoyed the fresh air while we waited for the boat to depart. Oh, that's what it's called, the Badger. I was so close, guys, so close. Every activity I keep seeing on the screen, I'm like, oh, this was so much fun. But it's because, it's because the whole trip was so fun. So we went to one of their favorite ice cream shops called the House of Flavors. And I guess they make all of the ice cream in-house. And so I ordered a scoop of chocolate chip cookie dough for me and baby P. And we all just hung out and once again had like deep bonding chats while we consumed delicious food. Now, even though we had the lake right behind the house, I actually only went swimming one day. Now I thought I would show you my bathing suit and what I was wearing, this sun hat, and this super old cover up that I've had for like, I don't even know, 10 years, but I thought it was super cute with the bathing suit. Now FYI, this is my favorite sports bra that totally doubles as a bathing suit top from Outdoor Voices. I have like 6 of these sports bras. I'm seriously obsessed. And then this bathing skirt is amazing. I got it off Amazon for this trip, and I couldn't believe how perfect it was. I like having more coverage on my butt, and I like the high-waisted look. And so I'm gonna link that down below because I could not recommend it enough. I love it. And also I realized I hadn't really shown you what was going on with my belly, so now you see it. Yeah, slowly but surely. Can I just say too, that even just driving through the mountains, or whatever we're gonna call it, the hills, the forest of Michigan, was just beautiful. I think because of the time of year and all of the trees, I noticed that I always wanted to have the windows down. It honestly just felt so magical having the air flowing through the car and the wind on my fingertips. I just loved it so much. So with that being said, that is the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check the info box for today's giveaway. Also, if you haven't checked out Caitlin's channel, I love it. She's amazing. She makes commentary videos kind of just about like topics in life pertaining to being a woman. And also, if you didn't know, I am now on Patreon. So I have an account on Patreon where I upload bonus, exclusive, chatty content. And so if you want to follow me over there, you can subscribe right now for as little as $1 a month. And I just appreciate all of my patrons that have supported me over there. It means so much to me. And with that being said, I will hopefully see you guys back here very soon. All right. Bye, guys.